Circle just dropped Eclipse. 5 new features in one keynote. And the question I keep getting is, okay, but what do you actually think? So here it is. Feature by feature, my honest read from someone who's been building on this thing for years. The big idea is that Circle isn't just a place you log into anymore. It's supposed to be the whole engine running underneath your business. Now, that's a large claim, friends, so let's see how it holds up across the 5 things they shipped. First, the headline, Circle AI. The short version is they've built an AI that can stand up a community for you, help you run it day to day, and work on growth right next to you. You tell it what you're trying to build, something like, I want a membership with an 8-week course, weekly live calls, and a paywall with a free trial. And in a few seconds, it lays out the whole skeleton. The spaces, the access groups, the landing pages, the starter posts, the paywall settings. Then it actually builds it while you watch on a live canvas, and nothing goes live until you say yes. That approval step is the part I want to flag because it's easy to skim past. You stay in the driver's seat. It's not quietly assembling your community somewhere you can't see it. You're watching every piece you built and signing off as it goes. But here's the thing I will not shut up about. Your AI is only ever as good as the context you hand it. So, yes, it can read everything already happening inside your community, and that's a gold mine. That's context that nobody on earth has but you. The catch is that what's already been said is only half the picture. The other half lives in your head, where you're actually talking this community the way you want it to feel, what you want someone to experience 6 months in, not just on day one. If Circle gives me a clean way to load that part in, this gets really good. If it can only work from whatever's already in the feed, it stays average. That's the line I'm going to be watching, though I'm already noodling around some workarounds. Next, skills. It's launching with more than 50 of them across 12 different areas: setup, member management, content, money, growth, the actual day-to-day jobs, writing a post, looking at a pricing change, mapping an onboarding flow, checking how your members are doing. Out of the box, that is extremely useful. But 50 is the starting line, not the finish line. What I actually want is to load my own. We already teach people how to build custom skills inside the AI community crew because a skill shaped around your brand and your strategy beats a generic one every single time. The day I can bring mine into Circle, I'm canceling my afternoon. Then the daily brief. You log in and it hands you a quick read on what's been happening, plus a few specific things it thinks you should do that day. We've been running our own version of this with the Circle MCP for a while now, so I already know how much I like it. But having it built right in, nothing to set up, just sitting there when you sign in, that kills the Monday morning ritual of digging through dashboards, trying to work out what even changed. Easy yes. The unified inbox, every notification, every DM, every moderation flag, every course comment, all of it landing in one place instead of scattered across 6 tabs. This one's overdue and I am thrilled. If you ever realize a member asked you something real 3 weeks ago and it just vanished on you, you already know why this matters. Answering people well is the whole job. This makes that the easy thing instead of the accidental thing. Now, courses, real updates here. You can finally build proper visual learning paths. The curriculum layout got redone, and the video player is actually built for video now instead of feeling like it's an afterthought. Here's my 2%. I don't want AI building my actual course. The course is the part that's mine. That's where the value lives. I want my hands on it. What I'm excited about is pulling my community further into the course experience and finally having something that looks as good as the material inside it. But I'm going to push on one idea that always sneaks in with a launch like this. The suggestion that now you don't need a designer. You do, friends. You still want graphics that look like you and your brand. How it looks is part of whether people trust what you're teaching. I'll let the AI do plenty. It is not touching my brand. Now, the one almost nobody's making a big enough deal about, Circle Discover. The marketplace just got a real overhaul, and this version is a different animal. They're moving over 100,000 members a month through it now. On your side, you don't change a single thing about your content, and the people who find you have already told the platform what they're looking for. They show up pre-qualified. Approval runs about 48 hours. That's the part that gets me. It's not about more eyeballs, it's about the right ones. So here's my actual recommendation, and I'd put it near the top of your list. Go set up your Circle Discover profile. If you've got a community on Circle and you're not listed, you're leaving a free, pre-qualified growth channel sitting on the table. Fill it out properly, make it clear who you're for and what you help people become, and turn it on. This is the kind of thing that quietly works in the background while you go do everything else. And now that Circle's finally putting real muscle behind it, I'd want my profile live before the rest of the rush figures that out. And then Circle Studios, which is the most interesting move in the entire release. Full stop. The pitch is basically that a big creator hands over the audience and Circle's team does the rest. Building the thing, running the operations, growing the revenue. The people behind it have built communities with track records pointing at north of 10 million in revenue. More than 50 programs, around 7,000 students across 75 countries. It's a revenue share, not a pay as a flat fee setup, and they're only taking a small handful of creators a year. I find this fascinating, and I'll tell you why it's personal. It sits right next to the work I do with summits and high-touch builds. So I'm watching it closely, and I want to understand exactly how it runs before I say much more. So big picture, Circle AI, the inbox, and the course updates start rolling out now and should reach everyone by the 1st of August. You'll get a button to preview it when it's your turn. Discover and Studios are open today. Here's where I land. None of this feels like AI slapped on to look modern. Every piece of it points back at the real work of running a community, and they kept you in control of all of it. Circle didn't chase whatever's hot this quarter. They went deeper into the one thing that actually lasts, which is community. That's the bet I made years ago, and this is Circle making the same one out loud. There's a lot more to say here than I can fit into one rundown, and that's exactly the conversation happening inside Co-Creator Society right now. If you want to go deeper on what Eclipse actually means for your community, what to use, what to ignore, and what to build first, come inside and get in it with us. That's where we're working through all of it together.